Lastly, I wanted to discuss Whoopi Goldberg, guys. Whoopi said, well, you check it out. You see what she say.
Don't think so.
You know why I'm asking that? Because I just got married. And
Yes.
I remember before when you wrote the book about marriage was not for you,
Right.
I interviewed you then and we talked about it just personally. And I said, yeah, I don't think marriage is for me. I don't think marriage is for me.
Yeah. Well, I knew that you had no idea. You know.
But you don't like people in your house. You like living alone. Like living alone.
I don't mind people in my house. The truth of the matter is, I am fundamentally a selfish person. And I've found that because I have a wonderful kid and, and a son-in-law and 3 grandkids and 1 great-grand, that I don't have time for a whole lot of other people coming into my life, because, that's my kid and that's the family and, so hit and runs are great. I don't mind those, but you can't spend the night.
Hit and run?
Mm-hmm.
They still happen?
Yeah, oh yeah. And you have to give yourself permission because, you have this whole line of words that are stacked up in your head about what you are if you say a hit and run is where you want to be and you don't want to be married. Oh, am I a whore? Am I this? Am I a terrible person because I don't want to be? And I never really thought about it. I just thought, well, I must be doing it wrong. Because other people seem to be able to have figured it out. And what I didn't realize was that I had figured it out. I just was surprised by the fact that, I didn't really want it, but I like to hit and run.
Yeah.
And my mother said, well, maybe you should just throw a party from now on, not get married anymore.
It is what it is. It's not for everybody.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
And you
not
have
for
to,
everybody.
it requires a lot.
Yeah.
You have to really, it is really a give and take. And I'm in my life at this point, I don't really want that. I want to, see you when I see you and then you go.
All right, listen here. Whoopi is about that life, honey. Whoopi is about that life, and I don't blame her. My son's draw's been sitting here this whole damn time. How embarrassing. Whoopi said, what did Whoopi say? I'm okay with not having. Listen, I understand what she's saying completely. I was just having a conversation with the homie. The other day, and he was surprised that it had been over 2 years that I had been with somebody. And, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes when you have a life and you already have people that you have to answer to, that you're responsible for, that you have to constantly engage with, sometimes you just don't have enough energy. You don't have any more energy to exert to anything else, especially a woman like Whoopi Goldberg. Now, a lot of people are probably saying, hey, listen, I don't know who's trying to be in a relationship with you anyway. Whoopi's not a bad looking woman. Whoopi is talented. She's got an EGOT. She's smart. She's articulate. She is that lady. She may not be what society considers to be beautiful, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And there are a lot of people out there that would vie for the attention of a Whoopi Goldberg. So let's just get that out the way right now. No, she don't look like Halle Berry, but everybody ain't into a Halle Berry. At the end of the day, it's about what's in here. Now, her political views, that's another thing. We ain't even gonna talk about that. Because if we go in there, then I don't like her either. But when it comes to intimate relationships, she is somebody that is also worthy of being loved. And I think I'm at a point in my life where I completely understand where she's coming from. Some people, believe it or not, men, there are women out here that are okay being single. Did you hear that? There are women that are okay out here being single. And I think that is a concept that is extremely hard for men to understand. Women do not live for the attention of a man. It is what it is. And guess what? That's okay. Because there are so many other women that do. Stop focusing on the ones that don't. Me personally, I'm at a point in my life where I'm okay being single because literally the last 2 relationships, they didn't break me, but it opened my eyes to the fact that there are people out there that don't want the best for me. I was in a position where I set myself up for those type of relationships because of the state of my being at that time. The frequency that I was emitting is what gravitated and what pulled those type of people in my life. So a lot of times women are taking time to themselves to get themselves right on all the aspects of life that count before we can even think about entertaining somebody else. And then there are women like Whoopi that are perfectly fine with you coming in, satisfying her in that way, and then politely leaving. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that, And what she is simply concluding is that relationships are a lot of work, and they are. Less than a year ago, I had the opportunity to enter into another relationship. At that time, I was my full self. I was getting back to me. I was prospering in a lot of ways and things were looking up. And in that state of positivity and state of growth, I realized that our relationships are a lot of work. That was the thing that made me realize, I don't want it. Because I finally realized in that moment that relationships are about actually caring about the other person and their wants and needs and desires. I'm not just responsible for me and how I feel. I am also responsible for how he's gonna take the words that come out of my mouth and the actions that I display. And once I realized, whoa, I'm actually gonna be responsible for another person's feelings and thoughts. Not thoughts, but for another person's feelings. That scared me because that is a huge responsibility. And I think if a lot of people sat back and realized, whoa, the things that I do is actually going to impact another person that I'm entering into this relationship with. If people realize that, a lot of people wouldn't be in relationships. And I think that is something that Whoopi has realized and mastered. She said herself that she is selfish. Selfish people don't belong in relationships. She knows that about herself. So I think instead of talking crap about Whoopi, we should be applauding her for saying, hey, you realize what most people have not. Most people will self-admit that they are selfish, but they still want to be in a relationship. You know why? Because they want that relationship and they want to take whatever they can, but they're not willing to give. She knows she can't give what she ain't got. So she's sparing the men. Good for her. I totally understand. The last person I had a chance to be in a relationship with, I wanted it. I thought I wanted it till I realized, whoa, this person is going to need a lot more than what I am willing to give at this time. And then there was the guilt that came in with it because it's like, well, I have a son. He's a male. He's already spent time with my son. He's good with my son. My son likes him. He would be a great role model. He would teach my son things. And he even said that to me. He said, I could be around for, he said, I could be around for your son. I thought about that. And I felt bad about that because I felt like that was a missed opportunity for my son to have a male figure in his life. But I knew in my heart of hearts that I wouldn't be happy. And if me, the primary caregiver, isn't happy, that's not going to make for a good parent. So I had to sacrifice that for the betterment of us both as a whole, and even that person. I spared that person the wrath that comes along with trying to please a person when I really don't want to be there. You know? I think in these days and times, women want more than just the bare minimum as well. Women are okay with being alone rather than having someone there that's only going to give them the bare minimum. And I think this is also where the frustration of men come in too, which is why you have people going overseas doing the passport bro movement, because they don't want to do more than what they've already been doing. So they say, okay, well, I'll go over there where I can get somebody I'm attracted to and doesn't require that much of me. Because there's so many available women right here in America. But men choose to go overseas. Why is that? Because women here in America are changing. We want equal partners. We want equal partnership, especially if we're bringing in equal money. But they would rather go overseas and then be responsible for somebody whole and bring them here. I don't understand. I'm actually kind of confused, but I understand why men are frustrated. You know, because your fathers and grandfathers and things like that, you know, were able to simply provide for the families. But he could also kind of do what he wanted to do. He could have side babies, side families, and things like that. And the women just kind of took it. And now we're at a stage in society where the women are no longer just accepting that. You know, we want excellence in our relationships. And for some reason, that is very hard for a lot of men to do. Not all, but a lot. And so, since a lot of men can't become that, women are just saying it's okay. We'll just go on vacation and screw men there, or we'll have a guy come through and have friends, or we're just not having sex at all. You know? And to be honest, you know, sex is overrated anyway. I mean, people shouldn't be having sex, you know, unless you're in a committed relationship. And because you're just adding trauma to your life anyway when you have sex with somebody who doesn't want you as a whole. They only want what's in between your legs and not what's in your heart and in your mind. That can be very traumatizing for a woman. So unless that is something that you want, like Whoopi, she knows what she's getting into. She knows herself and she's okay with that. A lot of women, a lot of us can't deal with that. And so for me, the best and easiest thing for me to do is just not be intimate at all. People are shocked when they hear a woman, especially a black woman, because we're supposed to be promiscuous, right? Black women are promiscuous. We ain't no more promiscuous than any other race. Trust me, I know a lot. Been around a lot. Seen a lot. But we have that label of being hoes, 304s, and promiscuous individuals. So sometimes people don't believe it when they see a black woman that has decided to keep her body for herself and try to remain as pure as possible until the right partner comes along, you know, or at least until the right person that they are willing to give their all to, including energy, time, and their heart to. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think? Men are constantly saying that women are emotional, which we are, and that men are logical. You guys are logical, and you guys are physically stronger than we are, right? They say that women are the weaker vessel, which means we are the supporting character. We're here to support. We're waiting for you to lead, and we will always be here to support. There is a war out there, and we're not part of it. We're actually losing. We could be winners if we came together. So lead, and we'll follow. We'll be in the background, making the uniforms. We'll be in the background, tending to the children. We'll be in the background, making sure you have everything you need. We'll be in the background, cleaning the ammo. What do you need? We're here. Let's go out there and win this war. All right, you guys take care. Leave me a comment.